Today, we're diving into an ancient civilization that's as mysterious as it is important. They laid the groundwork for entire empires, but so much about them is still a puzzle. We're talking about the Olmecs. But before we get into the details, just look at this. This is the heart of the mystery, isn't it? These massive stone heads. They weigh tons, they were carved with incredible skill thousands of years ago. So who on earth had the power and the vision to create them? And what were they for?
Well, the answer to that riddle is our entry point. It doesn't just introduce us to a forgotten people, it actually reveals the very beginnings of civilization in Mesoamerica. The people behind the heads were the Olmecs. And get this, they were thriving for more than 1,000 years in the jungles of southern Mexico, way before the Maya or the Aztecs ever came onto the scene.
So why are they such a big deal? Well, archaeologists have a special name for them, Mesoamerica's mother culture. And that's not just a fancy title. It means they basically wrote the rule book for all the great civilizations that followed.
Think of it like this. A mother culture is the original trendsetter. Their ideas about art, religion, government, you name it, they were so powerful and so foundational that they became the blueprint that everyone else copied and built upon for centuries.
And this timeline really puts it all into perspective. Just look at those dates. The Olmec civilization had already risen and vanished long before the classic Maya period even got started. They were the true originals, the real pioneers of this ancient world.
So, how do we know they were so advanced? Well, the proof is literally carved in stone, and it all starts with the mind-boggling scale of their creations. First off, just the sheer size is incredible. Some of these sculptures stood up to 3 meters tall. I mean, imagine standing next to a stone face that's taller than a basketball hoop. It's just massive.
And of course, it's not just about the height. These things weighed several tons. You don't create something like that with just a few people. This required a huge, highly organized society that could manage and direct enormous amounts of labor.
Now here's the truly mind-blowing part. The stone they used, basalt, is super hard volcanic rock, and the quarries where they got it were miles away from their cities. They somehow moved these gigantic stones all that way without wheels or draft animals. It is just a staggering feat of engineering. But they weren't just about going big. They also created these stunningly detailed and delicate works. We're talking about finely crafted jade figurines, intricate masks, things that show incredible skill. And it's believed that the faces you see, both on these small objects and the giant heads, are actually portraits of their powerful rulers. And those rulers didn't live in simple villages. They presided over complex, planned cities. Places like San Lorenzo and La Venta were buzzing urban centers with huge earthen pyramids and plazas. They were the heart of Olmec life and power. So what held a complex society like this together? To really get that, we need to look at what they believed and the economic engine that made it all possible. Religion was everything. At the center of their spiritual world was one powerful, fearsome creature, the jaguar. You see it everywhere in their art. It's thought to represent spiritual power, the authority of the king, maybe even a shaman transforming into this incredible apex predator. Now all of this, the cities, the art, the religion, it was all supported by a really smart two-part economy. On one hand, they were fantastic farmers, growing maize, beans, and squash in those fertile river valleys. But they were also master traders, building these huge networks that moved valuable goods like jade and obsidian for hundreds of miles. And as they traded goods, they spread their ideas too.
Okay, so we've got this powerful, innovative civilization that basically ran the show for 1,000 years, and then poof, they're gone. Let's dig into their mysterious end and their absolutely incredible, lasting impact.
Right around 400 BCE, their great cities were abandoned. So, what happened? The honest truth is, we don't know for sure. Archaeologists have theories, of course. Maybe it was climate change. The rivers they depended on might have shifted course. Or maybe it was war, or some kind of internal rebellion. The mystery of why they fell is just as fascinating as the story of their rise. But here's the thing. Even though the Olmec people disappeared, their ideas were here to stay. This is what we mean by the Olmec blueprint. Pyramid building, the famous ceremonial ball game, the jaguar god, early writing, complex calendars, all of these things that we associate with later cultures like the Maya and the Aztecs, they all started with the Olmecs. Everyone who came after was building on an Olmec foundation.
In the end, the Olmecs really were the source code for Mesoamerican civilization.
They didn't leave us any history books to read. All we have are these powerful, enigmatic clues they carved in stone. And it just makes you wonder, what other incredible secrets are still buried out there, just waiting to be found?